Hello and welcome to TTV. It is time for our special segment where we highlight the most trending stories of the week straight from our newsroom. This week we're talking about the Odisha train crash and then we'll go over the updates on Apple's newly unveiled headsets. The devastating crash in the eastern state of Odisha, which involved 3 trains, has killed 275 people and left more than 1,000 injured. The crash is being described as India's worst this century. The crash took place around 1855 on Friday near the Bahanaga Bazaar station, about 270 km south of Kolkata. The trains involved were the Coromandel Express, the Howrah Superfast Express and a stationary goods train which was standing at the Bahanaga Bazaar station. There was also a 4th stationary goods train on an adjacent line that may have suffered minor damage. So what exactly happened? There are 4 tracks at the Bahanaga Bazaar station. Lines 1 and 4 had goods trains parked on them. The passenger trains had been travelling in different directions on tracks 2 and 3. The Coromandel Express, travelling at 128 km per hour, left its line and entered a loop line, smashing into the back of a stationary goods train. The goods train was loaded with iron ore and that meant the passenger train took the entire impact of the collision. The impact caused 21 carriages from the Coromandel Express to derail, throwing them across the adjacent tracks. As the accident happened, the Howrah Superfast Express was passing in the opposite direction at 126 km per hour. Coaches from the derailing Coromandel Express collided with the rear 2 coaches of the Howrah Superfast, knocking them off the track. Railway officials said preliminary reports suggest the crash was the result of a signal fault and a change in electronic interlocking. The Railway Board has recommended a separate investigation by the Central Bureau of Investigation. Now moving on to the world of technology, Apple has announced an augmented reality headset called Apple Vision Pro that seamlessly blends the real and digital world. As rumored, it features a separate battery pack and is controlled with eyes, hands and voice. It will start at $3,499 and launch early next year, starting in the US market, with more countries coming later in the year. Vision Pro is positioned as primarily an AR device, but it can switch between augmented and full virtual reality using a dial. The device is controller-free and you browse rows of app icons in operating systems called Vision OS by looking at them. You can tap to select and click to scroll. You can also give voice commands, and Apple says hundreds of thousands of familiar iPhone and iPad apps will automatically work that way. Zeiss has created custom optical inserts that magnetically attach to the lenses for people who wear glasses. Apple promises that the display will be unprecedentedly sharp and can deliver 4K video. The headset will display your eyes with a system called EyeSight, and if you're in full VR, a glowing screen will obscure them to suggest you're not available. It also creates a digital persona, basically a hyper-realistic avatar, by scanning your face. The device uses pass-through video that lets you see the real world in full color, but you can project 3D objects into real space, including pulling objects out of a message thread into the real world. When you're talking to people remotely, you can use spatial audio to do things like arrange FaceTime participants as video tiles around the room. And you can capture and relive 180-degree video with a 3D camera while inside the headset. Its primary competitor will likely be Meta, which has enjoyed relative success with its game-focused Quest 2 headset and gotten a more mixed reception to its general-purpose Quest Pro. Those are top trending stories of the week. For more updates, stay tuned and keep watching TV.